Good afternoon. My name is Anthony Kalani, and I'm CEO and co-founder of Showkit. I'm joined by my two co-founders, Emily Sipchin and Adrian Bennett. Showkit is the next generation of mobile customer support and engagement. We power real-time communication inside of any mobile app. This technology will revolutionize the way companies communicate with their mobile customers. This is a simple concept that has been proven for desktop use with products such as GoToMeeting and WebEx. However, we're the first to bring this technology to mobile apps.
Consider how often you use your smartphone or tablet. We've all had the experience of shopping or banking or even filing an insurance claim on a mobile device. Now imagine you're on your phone, you're in a rush, and you want to do a quick account check on your bank app. You log in and you have a fraudulent charge. Of course you want to talk to a live person right away to get this resolved. But today, in most apps, your only options for support are to leave the app and call an 800 number, send email feedback, or actually go in person to the store or branch. You are mobile. You are banking on the go. Why would you go into the branch? Why are you waiting on hold? These support solutions were not designed for mobile. Companies are investing millions of dollars in their mobile-first initiatives, and yet they still rely on outdated, ineffective, low-tech channels to communicate with their mobile users. Customer support has been left behind with yesterday's technology. This system is broken.
So now we're going to show you what customer support looks like in an app powered by Showkit and optimized to meet the needs of a mobile customer. We'll switch it over here. So I do my mobile banking on my iPad, and right now I'm going to check my account summary. $200,000 transfer to Marissa Mayer? I'm a startup CEO. I don't have that kind of money. I definitely need to speak to someone right now. Looks like this call support agent button should help.
Hold on, I gotta get in here.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Kalani. I'm Emily, your bank agent. I'm here to help. Would you like to see some magic?
Sure.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that's me. I can see your screen.
That's awesome.
That's not all I can do. I can draw on it, navigate your app, and even tap buttons. For example, I can show you how to make a deposit right here. It's as if we were both standing there looking at your iPad. So, how can I help you today?
So I was really calling because there's a fraudulent transfer on my account.
Let me guess. Is it this one here for $200,000 to Marissa Mayer?
Yes, I would never bribe a judge again.
Of course not. I will have that removed. And you can set push notifications so you'll know if any more transfers like this are made to your account by changing these settings. You can go back anytime you like.
Thanks for that. That's very helpful.
Oh, you're welcome.
Showkit enhances the mobile customer support experience by making it visual and interactive. Just back to the slides. We've packaged our patent-pending technology into an SDK and platform that we license to companies and developers. It's easy to integrate Showkit into any mobile app with as few as 10 lines of code. Using a simple JavaScript API, our web plugin can be embedded into any web CRM solution. This allows your agents to support your mobile customers right from the desktop. It's as simple as that. Showkit is mobile to web and also mobile to mobile, which we just demonstrated, and cross-platform between iOS, Android, and web. Showkit is a secure and scalable platform built by the same engineers that built Telesign, which protects 9 of the top 10 internet properties from internet fraud. Showkit uses peer-to-peer technology, so none of your real-time data goes to Showkit servers. And we provide an API that allows you to connect your backend to our cloud infrastructure for account provisioning.
We also partner with cloud services, app development studios, and third-party developer tools. These partnerships allow us to distribute Showkit to a larger number of potential clients through the tools and services they already use. While in private beta, Showkit has worked with over 1,200 companies and developers to build and perfect our technology, and our beta includes a few names you may know. We're working closely with several in banking, retail, telemedicine, and remote field management to revolutionize the way these companies engage and support their users on mobile. Yesterday, we were excited to announce that a company called Vipar launched the first Showkit-powered app live to the Apple App Store. Vipar allows you to virtually overlay your hands into a video stream for remote field management. They anticipate using Showkit for 5 million minutes of calls a month by the end of the year. Showkit is free for the first 30 days, so you can integrate and test. And our pricing starts at a flat rate of $1,000 a month, which includes 50,000 minutes of call time. Startup companies with less than $2 million in funding can contact us for reduced pricing.
Yesterday, here at TechCrunch Disrupt, we officially launched the 1.0 version of our iOS SDK and web plugins. Our Android SDK will be available this summer. We invite those who share our vision to join us and build Showkit into your apps for outstanding mobile customer support. The first 50 companies to sign up with the promo code TCDisrupt14 will receive 3 months and 100,000 minutes of Showkit free. Please contact us for a live demo. Thank you.
All right. Well, good job, guys. Judges, you want to jump in?
No, I'll start. At SV Angel, we typically we invest most in people. And I'd be curious to hear a little bit about your background and the inspiration that led you to this idea. It would be helpful to hear.
Why don't you start with your background?
So I'm a developer. I've been a developer for about 8 years now. Specialize in mobile development. Work for a Department of Defense contractor making life-saving technology using mobile devices that's used on the battlefield today. Became a lead developer at our incubator, and we all met in the incubator and sprouted Showkit from an internal project that we created there.
Right. Great. Adrian doesn't have a mic, but we come from a business background. I've worked at a tech company doing new media marketing strategies. They were acquired by Move Inc. And again, we all met at an incubator where we were working and solving problems for other projects in the incubator, which is how Showkit came to be.
Great.
I thought the demo was incredibly cool.
Thank you. Thank you.
One question I have is, I think that latency is always incredibly important. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you're building something, for example, that analyzes every action a user's taking or allows another person to actually interact with it, what kind of latency gets built into these applications when they choose to integrate with Showkit on the end user side? Mm-hmm. And is it something that only gets triggered when they actually open up a call? Or is it something that's just always there as sort of an initial startup issue?
So as far as latency, we have engineers that are specialized in video and VoIP technology. Of course, there's going to be latency. There's going to be different network issues. Over the last year and a half that we've been developing this technology, we've overcome a lot of those hurdles. And we have another lead developer that has over 10 years of experience in video technology. The approach we take for mobile on video is a special approach. We have a special proprietary approach that we take to account for that. Our video actually scales based on the network quality.
To be clear, I don't mean latency, meaning like there's a delay in the video. What I mean is like, do the websites get slower to load? Do they get slower in their performance because there's this running in the background? Because, for example, video chat is just, is actually a really expensive, usually plug-in and/or expensive to load and to interact with.
Okay, so our approach to video is that we use the hardware encoding and decoding on the actual mobile device, and that helps with reducing the CPU usage on the device, and also helps with battery power and battery life.
Do you know how big your plug-in is, for example? So like, in terms of like, if I was on that website, how many extra K megs would I be downloading as part of
Well, it's the actual iOS framework. So you build this into your app. The iOS framework is about 7 megabytes.
Okay, so it's already there.
Depends on how much you use.
It's there and it sits in the background. If it's not running, it's not doing anything.
And it's not CPU intensive, okay?
Yeah.
Curious, what led you guys to go with video as opposed to just text chat support, almost like I am on mobile?
The experience that we want for the user is as if we were standing there next to each other in an actual store, like the brick and mortar experience right there. There's no other way to do that except to make it visual, interactive, and video's the channel to do that.
Okay.
So, congratulations, the demo was cool. I thought so I have a lot have questions about the technology and how, because embedding stuff in apps there's a lot of good examples of people doing that well. But push that aside for a second. Why are you going after finance? I mean, the example you showed up there of somebody like solving an electrical problem, or, or like fixing something. I mean, finance is like, it seems like a vertical that has such a high bar for security. I can't think of many other people who've embedded into finance apps their technology.
So part of that, we've been in private beta. Those are the companies that are coming to us asking to use it. We're working with a large bank out of Los Angeles who came to us and asked to pilot this technology. Not just them, but there's a few bank blogs that have written, I'm getting feedback, have written about video chat, and so they're coming to us and saying this is more than that. Let's take it to these banks. And it just, banks in general, one thing is they're very concerned about security, and we did address that, but we've overcome those challenges with banks to make sure that that meets their standards.
Even the ability to get out of, like, draw on top, get out of the video chat. I mean, you basically take control of the entire app, right? I mean, if a bad actor took control and decided to, double down on that payment or something, I mean, there's a lot of security issues here.
As a bank, you could choose which buttons can't be pushed. For example, you can put a layer on top of that if you wanted to.
Yeah. Would make sense, though, for sort of higher value applications. I mean, I can envision this with some of the financial services companies I'm involved with, where sort of someone is, making a $2,000 transaction and they're anxious about doing it. Would someone go through the trouble of a video chat to make sure it went smoothly? I think so.
Yeah.
And it's not just banks. Our beta has shown us that there are some high-end retailers that are interested in this type of technology. We're targeting companies that have a high level of interaction with their users. They're going mobile. They want to know that they can service their mobile users.
But are you, from a sales point of view, are you approaching these clients? I mean, you already told us about inbound interest. So do you have more of a developer focus, where the developers in these companies will come to you, or do you need a sales force to go and approach people?
Well, as we addressed in the presentation, we have three major channels for distribution: cloud providers, app development studios, and third-party developer tools. These are tools and services big corporations already use. And these big corporations are actually coming to these app development studios asking them, is there something that we can do that's similar to Mayday? Before, the answer used to be no, now it's yes.
And as we continue to grow, a sales force will be an important part of how we run things. But right now, it's, we have people coming into our beta requesting access to the technology we just launched. We've seen an incredible amount of interest just over the last couple days.
Yeah.
So you may be the first company to do this in mobile, but you're not the first company to do this, and there's certainly a lot of people who do this on the web. Are you concerned that the category leaders for this kind of technology on the web are going to fast follow you into this category, and they've got the brand and they've got the sales force, they're already built into the desktop application, and just being natural to use their mobile solution?
They're already trying to do this. They have some SDKs out there. We're light years ahead of them. We provide more functionality than they do. Right now, most of them provide just the screen sharing portion, no video, no audio, no code navigation. We've been developing this over 1.5 years, and we have a solution right now.
Do they offer the video and the audio and the code navigation in their web products?
So they have that in their web products, but mobile is a different.
But they haven't moved all of that they have in their web products to mobile yet. You're ahead of them.
Right. I mean, the technologies behind it are completely different. Developing on web versus developing on mobile, especially in VoIP technology in particular. When we started this, we were going to the experts saying we have this idea, and everybody told us it wasn't possible to build this. They said, you can't do this on iOS. Apple won't approve it in the App Store, even if you could build it. And even today, we reach out to people and say, this is what we're working on. They don't believe it until they see it. Again, we are light years ahead of what everybody else is working on.
We've actually contacted these companies and done demos also with these companies, and they don't provide the same functionality that we do. They say it's impossible to do code navigation in a native iOS app. Yes.
So we've had fun with that.
Can you talk a little bit more? There's a slide that had a bunch of partnerships. I think I said like Facebook and Parse. Are you actually working with them? Are you featured in like one of their directories? Like what's the degree of partnership going on there?
So for instance, Parse. We have a Parse module. So a lot of companies use Parse as a mobile backend. A lot of developers use Parse as a mobile backend. We can integrate with those companies that are using that backend, so their Parse users can actually make calls. So the actual account provisioning is done in the backend, all transparent. And so those companies that have Parse can have their Parse users call each other using Showkit. It's a seamless integration.
So those are partnerships. Every one that we listed up there are companies that we're actively talking to, including Salesforce, which is a really exciting one.
Any other questions?
So your gross margins can be, if most of your traffic is peer-to-peer, you're not paying for that bandwidth.
Right.
So, which is great because you have high gross margin potential, but it also introduces the dilemma of how do you come up with good pricing? What's the right price to charge?
Right. That's been an ongoing question. We've been working in beta and working to see. We actually took our old pricing to Salesforce and they said, you guys aren't charging enough. This is ridiculous. So we're looking at what others in VoIP technology are charging, and because we have such high margins, we just dropped that, and that's where we are.
I think, I mean, I know we're in the judging role, not coaching role here, but just an idea thought for you is that I think to Fred's point is that if you can identify, and I wonder if like sort of high-end industrial use, if you can identify use cases for this that actually would not make sense from a PC, that they've never used a tool like this, where they could have their phone in like some, on an oil rig, like fixing something and using this, that may be where you can get much higher margins and maybe a place to start. I don't know.
And then charge based on the vertical application rather than the minute, because the value in that application is completely different. Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Have any of you investors seen this pitch before, this sort of Mayday for any mobile app?
Not from a mobile application.
And not mobile.
All right. Any other questions?
No,
all right. You guys did a great job. That was Showkit. Give it up.